Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Ascension Diaries channel. My name is Alexis. It is August 23rd at 6:33 p.m. Mountain Time, and we have some tarot cards to go over for the day. We have a lot of Schumann Resonance activity that's going on, and the electrons are kind of crazy. I'm going to go into all of that, obviously, throughout the show, and I just want to thank you all very, very much for joining me on the live streams that I've done over the past 48 hours. It's been an honor to be able to join such wonderful channels that I enjoy very much. Their content. I was on the Peace Dealer live stream yesterday, and hello everyone who has come over to my channel from there. It's lovely to have you. Please let everyone know in the comments that you're from there and that a little bit about yourself or whatever. We're close-knit community here. And of course today I was on the Unbiased on the Fence channel with Shane, and that was also wonderful. So if you are here from there, I would love to hear about that in the comments too. Welcome everyone. It's truly an honor to have you, and the channel is growing very much. I'm doing a lot more podcasts with other people, being on their channel, but also having them here on mine and sort of showing you some of the people in my closer circles about and what they're up to, just as a form to bridge together the big community that is on YouTube and, the rest of the internet and the planet, really. So let's get into the tarot reading for the day. I have two cards that popped out, so let's look into them and we'll get rolling. So the first card that I have today is the Ego card, which is very interesting because this card it's not what you really think. It's mentioning that we have a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things and negative or fear-based thoughts. So it's interesting how when we are aware of our own ego and what it has the potential to sort of run away with itself, just like our minds can, and it can sort of you can feel trapped. You can feel trapped with sort of the persona that you have, led others to believe that you are in this sort of whatever world, and what I'm talking about. And it can cause fear-based and negative thoughts about yourself because your ego may or may not be very healthy, because we're really hard on ourselves about our own identity. In the solar plexus chakra, our I am, our powerhouse, really, one of our biggest areas I notice of energy is the solar plexus, where the ego is said to sort of be connected to. So if there is, we want to be operating from a heart-based area instead of the ego-based area. So don't make your decisions based off of your ego. Definitely work through what your heart wants, but also having a healthy perspective of yourself and of what you're doing and what you like and what you are here to give the world is okay too. So you are not trapped to be in a certain way. You are a growing, evolving being. And that's when the next card comes through, which is the Strength card. So this is another wonderful big deal card for us today. It's funny that we got two really big heavy hitters in our reading today. So we have the Strength card, or the Archangel Ariel, if you are familiar with her. And basically it says that you have great inner strength, release harsh judgments, forgiveness and compassion. So again, it's okay that you have this inner strength, that you have this inner light, that you have this personality, that you have an ego in this sort of way. It's okay, and you are stronger because of it, and it's a great source of strength for you if it is in balance with your heart and is in balance with, your reality, of course. But you don't need to judge yourself so hard. You really are awesome, and you really are worth people's time, and you are very, very strong. So this is what the reading seems to be coming through to let you know. If you've been struggling with your ego and your self-image, please let us know in the comments if it was part of your day or not. I'd love to hear it. So that is the reading for today. If you would like to book a reading with myself, you can of course just email me. The email is below, ascensiondiaries@gmail.com. You can also book it on the Facebook page for those of you who are the Facebook fam. You know what I'm talking about. And of course, I just wanted to let you know there's a few announcements for the channel. If you haven't heard already, the channel has been monetized, so you probably noticed there's ads playing in the beginning of the thing. I'd appreciate it if you allowed the ad to play and, hit the thumbs up button so I can have, it'll come up as suggested videos in the community and bringing more people here and mixing the pot, And I also wanted to say a big, exciting thank you to my patrons. I am over halfway now, basically just by $1, but to my goal of monthly earnings with the sort of program that I'm doing with what I'm running here, because I wish to be self-sufficient with doing this and being able to provide even more. And again, like I said, bringing the community together in more physical event, which are manifesting. They are coming by this time next year. I don't even know. It's going to be fantastic. So I'm just beavering away, kind of getting this done. And I'd really appreciate it if you did want to support the show. It really, really would mean a lot to me for your patronage. So that information is in the description below too. So why don't we look at some of the scientific changes that are sort of occurring around our planet, the sort of energetic disturbances that we're having, because I'm curious if a lot of you guys have been having some activity in your solar plexus area too, based off of what the cards were saying, but just the fact that there is some energy coming in and things are changing. So again, I'm really curious about what your experience is and bringing that info together. We have a lot of info about the magnetosphere it's still quite active. There's a lot of particles hitting our geomagnetic sphere, hitting the planet and rippling off the sides and sort of gathering behind. And this is up to date. There's a lot of movement going on. And so there's definitely going to be some sort of repercussion for that. This is more than what I usually see. So that information is continued on the Schumann Resonance on the last couple days, which I can show you here on the heartmath.org website, has been pretty steady. This is the Alberta area. It's showing the most activity steadily. In South Africa, they've been having the same sort of activity. Overall, it doesn't seem like there's any anomalies that I want to share with you, but with the Russian site, there is anomalies that I want to show you. And I don't know if you guys heard that, but that little ding, I'm finding I'm getting synchronicities with these little dings so often lately, but there is something I want to show you. And so yesterday, the 22nd, we had 2 big blasts come through, according to this information, with a power of 52. The first one was around a 40, and the next one was a 52. So significant high medium range power that I've seen on this behavior. And then you notice that it's very drastic. It goes across all of the notes in the scale of the Schumann resonance. It all seems to blast off the same, which is significant to me. And then it goes right back down into very quiet information, and then throughout the rest of the evening. So this last blast was around, I'd say 6 o'clock in the afternoon, Mountain Time yesterday. So you may have felt your whole day just kind of flop in another direction because of this information happening. And then we have today, which was a little bit sooner, and I think I'm going crazy. I might be saying this wrong again. Is this in the afternoon or in the morning? Morning. Okay, this was in the morning. My apologies. So around 6 a.m. yesterday. And then we got through about 24 hours and then it went off again. Same sort of deal. So we had it not as high. We did have the highest peak again show up at a 52 at around 10 in the morning, around 8 or 9 a.m. So it's very interesting. This whole morning we've been getting blasts and more information coming in than usual. It's been a very hectic, active day on the Schumann Resonance, so a lot of you may have noticed that. And I'm curious to hear about what your days were like. Please, in the comments, I'd love to hear your personal experience. And yeah, looks like we've just got blast after blast after blast. So around 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So around 4, and then around 6, and then around noon, and then around 2, and now it seems to be equaling out. So we've had like 4 little pulses all across the board this day, all throughout the day. So if any of those times resonate with anything you notice, let me know. But we're gonna I'll show you another representation of that. So you can see here we've had quite a bit of information coming in. There's a lot of white spots basically on this graph where generally there is not any. So all the way down, reaching through. So these are the bigger blasts that are happening, but all day today we've been in quite a electrified, sort of excited field of Schumann resonance. So I've been, over the past 48 hours, again, like I said, been doing a whole bunch of work, and I'm really happy that I was able to sustain the energy to be able to do that. Perhaps now I'm running on Schumann resonance blasts. I don't know what my fuel is. I'm still trying to figure that out, but that's probably why you've been feeling a certain way. It was a little different today and yesterday. The Schumann resonance is definitely working with that theory anyways, and we can move on to what the sun has been doing and what's been going on with the solar activity. The solar wind has reached back down to a really normal average speed, so that big impulse of solar wind has settled. The only thing I've noticed that's really strange and still happening, like the geomagnetics are fine despite that crazy graph I showed you at the beginning. It seems like they're fine, they're doing well, and the electron flux is still bouncing in and out of the radiation storm levels of electrons. So we are getting an extra amount of particles, electrons in our field and around us. So it's interesting. Just a heads up for you. If you didn't know that, now you do. And we can look at what the sun has been up to. The sun doesn't look anything crazy lately. It's been pretty calm. This is the sort of graph I just continually check to see how much light is just kind of coming off of the corona. Pretty average, happy day. Nothing crazy to report. So all that solar wind that came in, disturbed the core of the earth, and then that sort of energy resonated back out into the Schumann resonance, the ionosphere, potentially. They say it's just from lightning, but again, I've been noticing that that's not entirely true, because the lightning doesn't seem to have any significant difference on the days they were getting high Schumann resonance blasts. So that's the one theory I've been sort of working with that's about the Schumann resonance. But yeah, the lightning has been very calm, and by calm I mean average. Like, I've been noticing the same sort of behavior in the United States, in Europe, the past like few weeks, months. It's been pretty steady. I wanted to show you the global consciousness dot though, which was interesting today. When those blasts came in, it seems like we almost got more coherent as a collective, and I definitely had some seriously great coherence today with with recording my own podcast episode that you guys will see later with my friend Matthew Mornian. And today, of course, I was on the Unbiased and On the Fence show. So there was those times when things were coherent in the collective, of which, happened in the middle of the day today. Would make sense that it perhaps was around the same time. And now we're sort of in the yellow zone. We're hovering into a less coherent space, which is, again, when everybody is kind of home from work and relaxing. Seems like there is a lot less coherence going on. So a lot of processing potentially. There has been a big shift again in the astrology, which is today. Happy Virgo season, by the way, for all of you Virgos out there. Much love to you. Happy birthday. And let's look into what I found an article on Cosmopolitan, honestly, about this, and it was pretty good. They were mentioning that we had back-to-back eclipses, which, contributed to tons of drama this summer, which is kind of pretty funny and probably true. And the retrogrades that were happening that were sort of slowing us down and causing miscommunication. But don't worry, because Virgo season is all about organizing. It's becoming efficient. It's about kind of getting everything in its place. It's an earth sign, so it's more of a grounded, more of a time to take stock and sort of reorganize yourself. And for those of you Virgos out there, I'm wondering what you are feeling about this season and about September, because I've been getting weird mixed signals about September. Matthew and I had a reading about it. We put it in the show, which I'll be uploading soon, maybe next week. and before September anyways, because September is weird. I've been getting weird signals about September. It seems like it's just going to be a time where we're just like nose to the goals and just moving through it as smoothly as possible. But I could be totally wrong because things have not been that smooth lately. So, but it's a grounded, organized, focused sort of energy that's coming into. So I hope that's going to be making me feel a little different and work a little different. I'm excited for Virgo season. It's going to be fun. Next is Libra season, so that's when really October is when I'm really seeing sort of the clairvoyant and the collective, that there's going to be a lot going on. It's going to be a fun time. I love October. So September, you have no expectations, and I'm ready for you to be awesome and healthy and happy, and getting us all organized and ready for the fantastic fun time of October like you do every year. So that's going to be everything from me. Thank you very, very much for being here. I love you very, very much, and I will be seeing you all again very soon. Goodbye, angels.